So, not the best start to the return to the Premier League for Wolves, losing out 3-2 to West Ham United. And obviously, before the game, we had the unfortunate news of Johnny's injury, which is really, really frustrating. He's been a massive improvement since he's come in. Showed us a lot of solidity in defence and has given us a lot more balance on the left-hand side. So it was really annoying. Of course, he's now out for a while, and shows that we do need to delve into the market for a left back. And I think the big surprise coming from that news was that we started with the 4-2-3-1. I was a little bit worried about Cody and Saiss as a back two. We've seen this season that they haven't been able to play those positions well, and our fears were definitely realised in the first half with probably the worst defending I've seen. Probably in my time as a Wolves fan, probably the worst. It was genuinely atrocious. The defensive positioning, the actual organisation of the team was all over the place. Our defensive line was all over the place. We had our fullbacks that were so high, and Cody and Saiss were just left completely exposed. I think the problem is when we play with a 5 at the back, the wing backs can get forward because we have the 3 in defence. But the problem was when we play 4 at the back, the wing backs still get forward even though we've got less defenders, and that leaves us very exposed. I thought the first goal was absolutely embarrassing. Lingard literally just runs the length of the pitch. Dendoncker following him, doesn't make a single challenge. Hack him down there, you get a yellow card. But at least there's no goals conceded. Second goal, just as bad. Semedo and Cody, yet again, absolutely awful. Semedo's had some stinkers this season. This was another one. Connor Cody, yet again, just proving that he just cannot defend when he's isolated one-on-one. Just is not good at defending. And then the third one, yet again, is awful. 5-on-2 in terms of our defenders on West Ham's attackers. 2 West Ham attackers, 5 defenders. No one makes a challenge. And yet again, you're just sitting there and you think, what on earth is Nuno telling this team or teaching this team during training? Because it doesn't seem like a lot. Second half, we come into the second half with a consolation goal. Obviously, Dendoncker getting a goal just on the stroke of half time. Brilliant assist from Adama Traore again. Very, he's been unlucky with a false image this season. 49 chances created, as said by I think it was Matt Cooper on my Twitter timeline. And it just goes to show that our strikers haven't been performing. Speaking of strikers, Fabio Silva getting us a goal to go bring the game back to 3-2. Really, really tidy finish. Exactly what we brought him in to do. Excellent positioning and a really nice finish as well. Good to see him get on the score sheet. And I thought we were much, much better in the second half. Defensively solid, good going forward. But yet again, we lacked that clinical edge in the first half and the second half. We had so many chances to score more goals today. We missed an open goal. We hit the bar. We had a few chances in the second half. Dendoncker had a decent chance on the edge of the box where he skied it. Neto had a couple of shots just wide. Willian Jose again struggled today. I think when he gets in attacking positions, he just tries to find the pass instead of shooting. So going forward, there were definitely positives. But defensively and in midfield as well at times, we were just so open and so poor. And I think we've seen this season that the 4 at the back will not work with these players. However, if we do get some better defenders, we get Raul back, I think we will be more improved next summer. I think obviously a lot of people are still debating whether they want the head coach in and some of the players in. That'll be left up to the board. But yeah, very disappointing result. Very poor first half. Decent second half. We just couldn't recover in the end.
So, as some of you may know, I'm Essex Wolves on Twitter. So, West Ham is my local rival. So, this is probably as big a game as it would be for us playing West Brom or Aston Villa for you that live up the Midlands. So, yeah, so there's always quite a big build-up for the game, obviously, because I've obviously got a lot of friends that support West Ham, so we have quite a bit of banter. Last few years, I've had all the glory. Obviously, they've done us 4-0 earlier in the season, so it's not been so good, and obviously they've done much better this year than we have. So obviously it's not been our year. So going into the game, I'm always quite fairly confident, but you know, even with the Declan Rice thing, I still felt like their midfield's been quite good, and obviously Jesse Lingard, as he showed today, is just playing unbelievably well. Even though at the end I thought he was acting a bit like a but I guess you've got to do it sometimes to win games. But yeah, let's start with the first goal. Obviously, wonder goal by Jesse, but the one thing that I would say defensively, obviously, I'll start off the back 4. You can't say anything good about them. Surely that was awful. You know, every time we're seeing a back four, I thought Leaky, seeing Nori, Cody in a back four, it's just not worked. Semedo didn't play well, and I thought Saiss, you know, again, I think that back four is just, it doesn't gel very well. But the one thing I will say is 3 minutes into the game, Neto has run past Craig Dawson and he's took him out and he's took a yellow card at 0-0 3 minutes into the game. And when I watched that goal back from Dendoncker, from Lingard, I see Dendoncker let Lingard run past him. You could have easily took him down there, take the yellow card. You know, I just think there's no one in our team today, when I watched it, there was no one in our team that went in and took authority. Everyone was waiting for someone else to tackle. You know, I'm going to skip to the third goal when Jesse Lingard's got about 3-4 players around him. Not one person has tried to take him down. Surely when you're watching that and he's running with your pace, you take him down. Everyone has took Adama down. That's what they love doing. They take the yellow card for their team. There was no one with that authority today, or even in previous games. There just seems like there's a lack of someone. We need someone who's going to come in and go, yes, I'm having you, even if I get the ball or even if I miss it. You know, sometimes, you know, you might see Neves do it, but I just think surely you're 2-0 down, you just got to take him out. You know, even if you win a ball, take the yellow card, and then we're 3-0. So obviously first half, just infuriating seeing that 3-0 scoreline. You know, I wish it was an earlier game because I was being quite loud at home, so it's probably not a great time watching us at this time late at night. But Adama, that goal, probably the best goal that he's obviously done. He's had a bit of goal involvement, so it's nice to see him have an assist. Nice to see Dendoncker on the scoreline. I see a stat that he's had the most shots this season without scoring, so it's nice to see that he has scored. And then second half, we come out, obviously you knew it was probably going to be mainly all us, and obviously we are the Mr. Second Half team, but I felt like the urgency was good when we were 3-1. You know, it looked like we wanted to score. And then Fabio, lovely assist from Neto. I didn't think Neto had a great game today, but that was the one thing he did do well. And good to see Fabio Silva on the scoreline. You know, if hairdressers don't open any time soon, I'm going to end up looking like him. But I think he's definitely been playing well the last few games, so hopefully his confidence is building. William Jose did not have a good game today. Again, very static. Could have finished off maybe that early chance. I just feel like he's just not gelling at the moment. So I probably wouldn't sign him unless he can do something at the end of the season. But he's not looking good for me at the moment. But yeah, after we went 3-2, I just thought there's no urgency. West Ham done their best to slow the game down, which, you know, they done a good job at it. But even when we had the ball, we were sloppy. There was no urgency trying to get forward. I felt like Adama didn't see the ball that much in the second half. We're giving it to Semedo, who didn't have a good game at all. He can't really take a player on. He can't put a good cross in, you know. So just a very frustrating game, and it's obviously even more frustrating for me because now I've got all my friends giving me grief. Now they've done the double over us. So going on to next season, I can't be having that. But yeah, I just think I don't like. We're probably still in a relegation battle, aren't we? You know, we're probably 9 points clear. So we'll have to see. But we need to get a few more wins, I think. And yeah, hopefully we can just sort of see the season out and start fresh. You know, I've been saying it for a while. Just can't wait to see next season, to be fair. And hopefully we need a complete refresh, I think, because this has just been dreadful to watch.
Well, it's another case of poor defending, letting Wolves down again. I mean, second half we did look better, and in the first half we did create chances, but it's just abysmal defending that's cost us, and it's the sort of defending that if you were playing Sunday League, you'd be bollocking your centre halves for. It's just not acceptable, and I think that obviously shows if we are going to play the four at the back. Then we do need to sign 2 new centre halves, without doubt. Saiss and Cody can't play there. They've shown time and time again they can't do it. Bolly maybe, but for me it's 2 new centre halves has to be addressed. It's not been addressed in 6 windows. We've still got the same back 3 apart from Bennett, and obviously Saiss has dropped in since we come up from the Championship. It's just not good enough. But I think we look more potent going forward. with the 4 at the back. I think we created a lot more chances tonight than we usually do. But again, it's been clinical and ruthless in front of goal, and for most of the season, Wolves have looked toothless. To go 3-0 down in the manner that we did, it's always going to be an uphill battle. I thought second half we were better. We put the pressure on West Ham a bit more. Great to see Silva get on the score sheet. Really, really neat finish from him, and I'm delighted for him. But I don't know. God forbid we don't lose Friday, because if we do, we're in trouble. I can see us getting sucked in if we lose on Friday, but get another couple of wins on the board, see us through to next season. Who knows what's going to happen next season, but I feel like whether Nuno's there or not, we're going to have to spend so much money just to get back to where we were last season, which all comes from poor planning and recruitment, and we've said it time and time again. Needs to be addressed, but yeah, to lose 3-2 in the amount we did is frustrating, because if it wasn't for those stupid, ridiculous defensive errors, we could have quite easily won that game. But defensive mishaps again, Wolves costing us. Same old different game.
I just want to say a couple of things before, obviously, I talk about the result. And the first one is Jake Orbert. I cannot stand you, mate. I really can't. Well, that was just poor. Really, really poor again. And I felt as though it's another static performance. And it's, again, from a Wolves team where they don't look like a team. It's just individual players that, you know, are creating brilliance that get us the goals. But no, nothing suggests to me that we're actually playing like a team. No matter what formation it is, 4 or 5 at the back. For a team that, you know, Nuno was built of being defensively solid, we sure concede a lot of goals first. It's quite... I don't know what to say anymore. It was just bad, really. The final score, obviously, Wolves 2, West Ham 3. The team selection, I don't remember... Since we went back to 5, I don't remember anyone else screaming out for 5 at the back to come back in. I saw a lot of people say, where are the people that wanted 4 at the back? There's a lot of people that obviously still want 4 at the back. People have just accepted 5 at the back because they know that suits our players. Even without Bolly on the pitch, Kilman is still a fit that can, you know, come in and do very, very well defensively. But again, he's been isolated out because he played against Arsenal in a position where he doesn't normally play. The first 5 minutes were just poor. I mean, what we did is from our own corner. Lingard picks the ball up, and what happens? He runs past our defence like they're not even there. Cody in a 1v1 situation is absolutely poor. I mean, that is common knowledge at this point. But yeah, he's been called up for England, so he's immune from criticism. The second goal, I mean, Lingard was just running rings around our defence. I mean, we could have had 15 defenders on the pitch, and Lingard still would have beat every single one of them. It was just poor, really. And then no one's closing down Fornals for that shot. The third goal, we've got 4 players around Lingard again. Lingard plays it into the space and Bowen's put it in the back of the net. We've got 4 players around him and we couldn't even get close to him. It's almost as if we're afraid to get in a tackle. If you look at us every time we attacked, West Ham were very, very quick to nullify any sort of danger by trying to just foul them and stop the momentum of play. Whereas with us, we just back off, back off, back off. Even as many bodies around them, we're still afraid to stick in a tackle, which is just not good enough. 2 bits of magic from Adama Traore and Pedro Neto got us our 2 goals. But other than that, there wasn't really anything to shout home about. I felt as though the majority of the players today were really, really poor. I.e., I thought Neto has to score his opportunity. Again, it's another open goal, which seems to be a theme with Wolves. We can't score open goals, but we can score pretty much everything else. Willian Jose's a donkey. I mean, he's worse than Frankowski. We've got a Brazilian Frankowski on loan. It's quite funny, to be honest. A couple of other things that need to be mentioned as well. Just Dendoncker, Dendoncker finally got a goal, but Dendoncker was back to his old form afterwards, at least missing 4 opportunities. So, you know, I mean, the Belgian Dave Edwards is really sort of, you know, staking a claim for that position, really. But, yeah, I mean, thoughts on Nuno, really, are just poor, to be quite truthful with you. It's another first-half performance where he said we need to cut this out. Conor Cody said in an interview that we need to cut out this bad performance in the first half. What happens? We go 3-0 down at half-time. It seems like nothing's learned, nothing's changed from this system. Nothing to me has suggested that we're actually going to move forward. The way we're looking at Friday's game is if we lose to Fulham, we're 6 points away from relegation. We're easily getting dragged into this relegation battle. I don't think, personally, we'll go down. But the worry for me is 6 points with a team that have not got no wins in 5. with no sign of any improvement, we could easily be sleepwalking away from relegation. I don't think we will. We very easily could be if the performance go the way they are. The majority of our games now between the end of the season is against teams below us. We have to at least get 3 wins before we can look at any sort of survival. But I'm looking at this as to say, this is a Wolves team, the majority of which has not changed, from going towards 7th in the Premier League to almost being in a relegation battle. There is no justification, and Nuno does not deserve a free pass for this. He has got to go in August. Give him till the end of the season, fair enough, but he shouldn't be here past August. The development of the youth players that as well has been poor. The only one that's come through is Pedro Neto, because he was forced to play because we sold Jota. I mean, just what are we going to do from now on to the end of the season? There's nothing that I'm looking at that's giving me positives. Anyway, thanks for having me on Talking Wolves, and yeah, hopefully I'll be slightly more positive against Fulham.
Oh dear. To be fair to Nuno, I don't think that was the team that he wanted to start with. I think the events of the last few days has forced his hand really with the selection. Listen, that's a tragic injury to Johnny. We finally got him back. He's a player we've missed greatly, and now he's injured again. So we obviously wish him a speedy recovery. And obviously Willy Boly, positive coronavirus test, that rules him out for today. And that's obviously the team out the window. To be fair, look, we all expect Wolves to go a goal down, but we just didn't expect them to go 3 goals down, and it's game over then. There's a mountain to climb. You know, obviously, a couple of positives to take. Brilliant assist by Adama Traore. I thought that was a great run by him, very powerful. Got the ball into the box, to the donk. And listen, I haven't been Fabio Silva's biggest fan, but, you know, credit where credit's due tonight. Good touch and finish, you know, and it's game on. But I think it was too little too late. So, overall, not a great result, not a great performance. Was it the team Nuno wanted to pick? No. But there we go. This is probably a season to forget, but we go again, over and out. Keep tuning into the fantastic work that Talking Wolves are doing.
Oh, well, another disappointing game watching Wolves, losing 3-2 to West Ham. That was absolutely shambolic, like beyond shambolic actually, to concede those 3 goals in the way we did. My God, who's picking up Lingard for that first one? He's literally ran from like the halfway line and just drove at our team, and there's 3 guys watching him run past them, and it's absolutely aggravating how bad we are at defending. Like, we played 4 at the back, and it was a lot more fun. You know, the attacks are a lot better, but defending we're shambles. And without Willy Boly, like, oh my God, of course, there's like a few players that returned from international break with COVID, and he's one of them, of course, our best defender. Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then, you know, Fornal's goal goes in, and, you know, we're 2-0 down within 15 minutes, and I genuinely, for the first time this season, just wanted to turn it off. Couldn't be arsed, you know, watching this team just concede goals, let me down, ruin your mood every single time. Very annoying. But, well, I mean, for the few positives that there were in that game, I thought, well, Adama's cross first. What a cross that was, my God, what a run. And to put the ball in the box on his weak foot, he must have drove like, 80, 90 yards to get that ball in the box. And my God, what a run. Finally, you know, in Raul's absence, we finally see something good out of Adama, which is positive. And what a finish it was from Fabio Silva. Neto was constantly putting balls in, but they were awful, and he did miss an open goal today. He didn't have the best of games, but Fabio Silva, what a finish! I genuinely think he needs to start the rest of the games this season, because his attack positioning is a lot better than Jose's. I don't know if it's a confidence thing with Willian Jose. He just doesn't get himself in like great positions in the box. But Fabio Silva, he seems to be hungry, and he wants to pick up. You know, he wants to get the ball and score. You know, and I just think, you know, with the games we've got coming up, I think we've got Sheffield United next, and you know, I genuinely can't say that I'm confident going into that game. You know, considering where we were last year, we needed, a point for top 6, and we bottled it against Sheffield United. I know it's a completely different team, and now they're bottom of the league. But yeah, I can't go into another game this season saying I'm confident watching Wolves. And yeah, I was happy to see Vitinha come on.
you know, with all the stuff that's going on with him at the moment, it's nice to see that he's actually getting used. And for the few games that we've got left, you know, I mean, I wouldn't like to say that we could get relegated, but it's always a possibility. You know, with some of the games we've got left, we've got some easier ones, and then we move into like a really tough patch at the end of the season where we've got Spurs, Everton, then United. So if we can, you know, pick up and get 3 points against Sheffield United, I was happy to see Potence. It definitely adds a lot more to, you know, to our game, especially going forwards. Like, some of the games we've played in the last few months have been completely dire. You know, watching maybe like one half chance in 90 minutes, absolutely shambolic. But with him on the field, we look a lot more comfortable, you know, further up the pitch. It's just, you know, I really hope this is an inside job from Nuno to prove to the board that he needs a centre back in the next window, and I pray that we get a decent one, because my God, I can't, you know, the heart can't have another season watching that defence.